My name is Corey and I'm here to do a book review for you today. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Roseblood by A.G. Howard, which is the book we included in our January Owl Crate box. Roseblood is a retelling of The Phantom of the Opera, which was originally written by Gaston Leroux. Roseblood follows two points of view, the main one being Rune, who attends Roseblood Academy outside of Paris. She's sent for her senior year of high school after a tragic accident back in the States traumatizes her. Rune has an amazing operatic talent that her father fostered in her as a small child. Sadly, after her father passes away, her musical abilities begin to feel more like a plague than a blessing. Rune's mother believes that spending time at Roseblood and training her musical abilities will allow Rune to heal. Even as Rune arrives at Roseblood, strange and mysterious things begin to happen. As this is a spoiler-free review, I'm not going to get too much further into the plot because I do think the synopsis of this book in the dust jacket gives away a bit too much. The second point of view in this book is of Thorn, who is a mysterious man who lives in the depths of Roseblood Academy. Thorn and Rune begin to form a bond, and this leads Rune on a potentially life-changing adventure. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the writing style of this book. A.G. Howard's writing style is very beautiful and even feels lyrical at times. As Roseblood is a story about music, this lyrical writing style feels very appropriate. A lot of the words that A.G. Howard uses feel very deliberate and meaningful. Reading this book made me really want to pick up more of her stories so I can see her writing style in different settings. Another thing about the writing of this book I really enjoyed was its depiction of music. In fiction, music is usually depicted as something that heals and saves, but in this book it feels dark and dangerous. Another thing I enjoyed about this book was the friendships involved. Rune creates a core group of friends in this book that really stand by her side. Although it is obvious she has plenty of secrets she's not willing to divulge, they never give up on her. There were times in this book that I felt like her friends were almost a little bit too good for her because they don't really know each other very well. I mean, there are times in this book where out of context, Rune does some pretty shady stuff. In the end, I love the friendships in this story, and it was really nice to see a core group of friends that just wouldn't give up on each other. I will say my very favorite thing about this book was the setting of Roseblood itself. Roseblood Academy is a renovated opera house that is rumored to have ties to the original Phantom of the Opera. From the very beginning of this book, Roseblood is depicted as being this grand building with very run-down grounds. The garden is in disarray, not tended, and is quite creepy and wild. The inside of Roseblood itself is quite mysterious, and there's all sorts of mirrors and trapdoors and hidden passageways. The setting gives this book a really interesting atmosphere that feels like the original Phantom of the Opera story. The more I read about Roseblood, the more I wanted to be able to visit it myself. Like I said at the beginning, when I read the synopsis of this book, I really do think it gives away a bit too much, especially about the romance that happens. All I'm going to say about the romance in this story is it's dark and brooding and it really fits the atmosphere of the book, but it still leaves you wanting to see more. Although the romance is important, the other bonds that these characters form are super interesting. Overall, I think Roseblood is a really intriguing story and I definitely think you should check it out. If you received Roseblood in your Owl Crate box and have already read it, let me know your thoughts down below. So that's going to be all for my review today, and I'll be back next month with a review of the book we included in our February box. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome!